Okay, Nick. So thanks for joining me. So it's been 6 weeks since I last saw you in Sydney for our 3 days of training together. And immediately after our training, you said that you were feeling great and that you don't have depression anymore. So now that 6 weeks have passed, I'd like to start by asking you the same obvious question, which is, do you have depression?
Definitely not,
How do you know?
because I'm happy.
Yeah.
Lots of things have happened over the 6 weeks. Quite often that would put me back in a shitty frame of mind, and I'm still happy, still very positive, and just loving it.
Awesome. And so, how do you know that this isn't just a good patch that you're going through and that this change is now here to last?
Because of the process. As I said, there's been things that have happened in the 6 weeks that not the greatest. Having to realise that basically having to close my business down, not a great thing for someone to have to sort of realise and do. Have to go get a full-time job again, but using the process, I'm still positive. I'm actually looking forward to it even more. It's just a new chapter in life. Instead of beating yourself up and thinking about how horrible it is, you look at the positives and you just move forward, and it just works brilliantly.
Yeah, fantastic. So, one of the things that I forgot to ask you about last time was the abuse that you had referenced during the training, and I just wanted to ask you about that so that people watching this video can identify with that and can learn from that. So, can you just give us as much detail as is appropriate for that, and also to tell us how you feel about that in your life now?
Yeah, well, I was abused for, I think it was about 12 months by a family friend that used to be a scoutmaster. He used to take boys out on his boat for the weekend and sort of basically have mass orgies for the weekend. I was luckily young enough not to really understand what was happening and how disgusting and bad that was
Yeah.
for someone to be doing that. So I developed a few personality traits from that. One of them being that, if you tried to make me do something I didn't want to do, you were in a bit of trouble. I'd get really violent, really, really aggressive, push back really hard. But I can now, again, with the process, I've been working on that, and it's great. And I would highly recommend anybody that's been abused to firstly go and see people, talk about it. You can't hide that. It's not good. It's not healthy. But also, you need to find a way to deal with it. So something like this, absolutely perfect, because you don't have to be stuck in a mindset. You can change that.
Yeah, tremendous. And one of the things that you mentioned last time that I asked you after we'd done our training was about energy and some of the other changes that you had noticed immediately afterwards. So, are there any other positive changes like that you noticed at the time? Have they continued? How are things with your energy and any other positive changes that you've noticed in yourself and how you're handling things and in your life in general over the last 6 weeks?
My posture.
Yeah, right.
It's a really, really simple thing, but it's funny. I've taken a part-time job until I can find a decent full-time job, and it's in retail. And I know I would approach people and be quite closed and shy, and now it's funny after doing the training. It's just you open yourself up, nice strong posture, and people just respond so differently to me. It's pretty amazing. So that's the biggest thing I've noticed, just the way I carry myself, and whenever I've got to do something, and the way that people respond, it's been astounding.
Yeah,
For
right.
such a little thing, just instead of slouching, sit up, nice, tall, strong posture.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, something that somebody might question watching this right now would be, well, he probably didn't have depression in the first place anyway. How would you react to that?
Yeah, I suppose could say that about anyone. If you've never met me, you have no idea. But when you're suicidal, when you've got self-harm tendencies, that sort of stuff, you're definitely not right. There's definitely stuff going on in your head. So, and when you pretty much can't get yourself out of bed in the morning, and you just start crying when you're driving your car for no reason at all, there's definitely something not right.
Yeah.
So definitely had depression and a few other things going on as well. So to be able to sit down with you for 3 days and go through it and have such a drastic change, and not just a drastic change, have a system I can use and a process that I can use forever.
Yeah.
With whatever comes across, whatever I need to change in my life, I can use it on. It's amazing.
Fantastic. And I think that's one of the big amazing things that you've learned and that you've changed, is that you've recognized that it's a choice. And obviously in the past you didn't, it wasn't your fault. It was stuff that had developed within you accidentally and outside of your conscious awareness. It was all happening unconsciously. But having gone through that, now you know how it occurs, and now you know how to change that, and now you know you have choice moving forwards. And would I be correct in describing it in that way?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the biggest things is the choice. And it's the way people, especially in the media and doctors, label everything. You think that you've got it. One of the big things with me from being abused was that people said that you will have this is a repercussion, and this is a common character trait of people that have been abused. So that's what you believe is going to be with you for life, and there's nothing you can do to change that. But that's bollocks. It's a choice. If you see it and you don't like it, you can change it. It's that simple.
Amazing. I think that's the perfect note upon which to end this here. Thank you so much, Nick. That's amazing, and hopefully you've inspired some people along the way.
Cool. Thanks, Dave.
Cheers, Nick.